Good evening, everyone. What's going on, Lancer fam? This is Matthew Morgan Beach, your coordinator for the Cross Cultural Center, and tonight we want to welcome you all to this year's Black History Month open mic night. This is a collaboration between the Cross Cultural Center and the Associated Students, and so we are just delighted to have you all here and hope that you all enjoy everything that we have planned for you. We have some amazing talent lined up to come and perform for you all. But before we do that, I would like to introduce our MC for tonight. Our MC for tonight is someone who is no stranger to Pasadena City College. She is no stranger to the Office of Student Life. She has worked with us this year and last year. This year, she has the honor of serving on the Associated Students Board as the Vice President of Student Equity. She is an anthropology major, and she is none other than Jasmine Lopez. And I'm going to bring her on, and we're going to get things started. Hey, Jasmine, how are you?
Hi, Matt. Thank you so much for the amazing intro. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for, hosting this space along with us.
No problem. So I'm going to hand it over to you. I hope you're excited. I'm really excited about tonight. But I'm
I'm
going to hand it off to you
thrilled.
and let you do your thing.
Thank you so much, Matt. So, hello, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to be here with you tonight, honoring Black History Month with the spoken word. But before I begin, I would like to uh, begin with a land, labor, and life acknowledgement. And as I begin, I want to give credit to the labor of Melina Abdullah from the Los Angeles Black Lives Matter chapter that inspired this entry for an important decolonial tool when beginning programs such as this one. And so we humbly acknowledge the land we are on, which is stolen land. And I want to recognize and acknowledge the indigenous people of this land, the Hahamunga tribe of the Tongva Nation. We acknowledge the settler colonial triad that undergirds this country, the theft of ancestral indigenous homelands, forced removal of indigenous peoples, as well as the enslavement and forced labor of people of African descent. We pay homage to the original caretakers of the land, our elders, past and present, and recognize the humanity of Black folks today and always. We honor the continued struggle for racial justice and recognize Black history is world history. Thank you. And we will go ahead and move forward with the introduction to the Student Equity Committee. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being on here. We can go ahead and introduce ourselves, share your name, pronouns, and your major.
Alrighty. Well, I'm Monica Gonzalez. I'm majoring in sociology. Hopefully, I become a licensed therapist after. Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, Consuelo, I believe you're muted.
Yeah, I see that now.
The
Hi, everyone.
Tech.
My name is Consuelo Rios. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and my major is sociology as well.
Thank you so much. And this is our first time. We are missing one committee member that couldn't make it today, unfortunately, but we hope we will get her in soon. But without further ado, this is our first event as a committee, and I just want to thank you both for being here tonight and for your amazing work that we, continuously have with the conversations we have towards social justice and all the initiatives that you all take part in on campus and off campus. So I just wanted to recognize you all and just share my gratitude for you all. All right, and we will go ahead and thank you and transition on to a little history, which is very important as we are celebrating Black History Month. And we want to start with a history of cultural revolution in the Harlem Renaissance. And without no further ado, we will go on with the video.
The Harlem Renaissance is one of the most iconic cultural periods in African American history. Throughout the decade of the 1920s, Black writing, art, and music flourished. ushering in a cultural revolution that rocked the United States.
One of the most important factors that accounted for the rise of what we know of as the Harlem Renaissance is the migration of Black peoples from the South to urban centers like Harlem.
The Jim Crow era begins after Reconstruction, and every Southern African American had to think about, what should we do? Should we go or should we stay? For many of these people, it was a matter of life and death, literally.
Sometimes in the most repressive times, we create the most extraordinary art.
Amidst the fervor of the Great Migration, bold, exciting forms of Black music evolved, along with venues to listen and dance to this music. Blues and jazz clubs became a central part of life in Harlem, where artists such as Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington, Bessie and Mamie Smith rose to prominence.
And began to cry. He went away and never even said goodbye.
The era also saw the burgeoning of literary work by and about African Americans, which the writer Alain Locke compiled into an anthology. He called it The New Negro, and its name came to define a movement.
The Harlem Renaissance is a facet of a larger movement that we think of as the New Negro movement, where you have a new generation of Black people, by this point, 2 generations out of slavery, using the arts as a way to help people gain broader civil and political rights.
Some of the framers of what became the Renaissance make the argument that the artistic worth of a people has to be proven by the worth of the art and literature they produced, especially for people that historically, over centuries, have been defined as without culture, without history, and without any record of achievement.
The Harlem Renaissance was the flowering of creativity that had been suppressed for centuries. People that had the sense that things were opening up. And finally, we can be the people that we imagine ourselves to be.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And we do want to highlight that there was a quote in this video that goes, in the most repressive times, we create the most extraordinary art. And so there is opportunity in the struggle, right? And there is creativity that comes along with it. And with that, we do want to go ahead and open up the floor for our guests to come in tonight and share their word. We will go ahead and start with Miss Lindsay Ruiz. Hi, Lindsay. Thank you so
Hey,
much for
Jasmine.
being here
Oh, I'm so
tonight.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I just logged in and I'm late, and I'm so sorry.
No need to be sorry. You are here right on
Yes,
time.
I'm here. I'm actually also at the Jackie Robinson event that's
Ooh,
happening at the same time, right? The PCC one. And as you can tell, I'm also sick. Girl, I got sick.
oh,
It's
I'm
not
so
COVID.
sorry to hear
It's not
that.
COVID, but I'm so sorry. So I literally just got here.
It's all right.
What
It's
can
all
I share?
right.
What can I say? How can I participate?
Just share a little bit of your spoken word or any words of inspiration that you got in honor of Black History. We are celebrating this a month long, but I think it's really important to talk about, this powerful opportunity to
Yes.
raise awareness for racial justice.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think it's absolutely, celebrate Black History Month, but it's not a month, right? It's got to be all year, and it's got to be every day. I mean, we have to recognize wherever we're coming from, whatever privileges we're bringing into those environments, and whatever privileges are lacking, are deficient, or have been excluded, intentionally excluded. And I'm not just talking about like everyday interactions. I'm talking about the systems that we all live in. And so we have to see this. Everybody has to see this. We have to see it's in education, it's in our government, it's in our legal system, it's in our carceral system, it's in healthcare, it's in environmental racism. Well, environmental, issues, but it becomes environmental racism. I mean, it's everything that we live and breathe daily. And
right.
And as a teacher, I'm a teacher here at PCC, and a lot of what I teach is critical thinking and how to find sources that are credible, how to find the truth, and how to kind of navigate this world that wants to keep those things from us, and our voice, student voice, right? That's the most important thing, is getting our experiences, our voices out there so that we can make a change, because otherwise I don't know what else we're doing. So
that's right. Right.
I don't know. That's where I'm coming from. I try to do that, in my career, in my soul. It's internal. It's a lot of reflection. It's a lot of unlearning. And it's a lot of becoming confident in your own voice and your own emotions, and owning that and being unapologetic for that, and making space for that in our environments, because our schools, our workplaces, they belong to everybody. Our healthcare, it belongs to everybody. So we got to do better. We've got to do better, because we know the statistics. We've seen the people that have been hurt. And we don't see all the people that have been hurt. That's only been recently. So we've got to realize that there have been George Floyds for 400 years. So I'm hoping that people are waking up, especially, we got to name it. It's white supremacy. And I think that people need to stop looking for, people riding around in white hoods, because it's not always as overt as, Confederate flags. It is sometimes. We saw that in January. But it's not always that overt, right? Most of what is out there is covert. And so if we don't learn to recognize that, identify it, and root it out, excise it like it's a cancer. I mean, that's honestly how I see it. And Kendi even mentions this at the end of his How to Be an Anti-Racist book. It's a cancer. It will kill us. We've got to excise it. So anyway, I hope I'm not taking up too much time. I don't want to do that. I want to amplify and project, but also shut up when I need to, because I know that that's important as well. Just listen sometimes. So
no, Lindsay, as a matter of fact, thank you for using your voice and your privilege and your power, that all that power that lies in your curriculum, and like you mentioned, right? Like, we have to really connect with the truth, because the truth is the only thing that will set us free. And so thank you for using that as your philosophy, as your teaching philosophy. Not only that, because I know I'm very inspired by my professors at PCC, and without their guidance and their femtorship, I know I would be very, very, very lost without that. And so I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up, for showing out, and for always speaking truth.
Thank you. And I will do my best. I do mess up. I do. You got to get okay with that. You got to get comfortable with making mistakes, apologizing for them, and doing better. Like Maya Angelou says, right? Just when you know better, you do better. Thank you so much, Jasmine. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Lindsay. Feel better. Have a great rest of your night.
And that's why my camera is not on. It's a favor to y'all.
All good. All good.
All
Thank
right,
you
I'll
so
be
much
quiet
for
from
stopping
now on,
by.
but I'm here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that was Professor Lindsay Ruiz, and we want to thank her again for showing up and supporting this student-led event. I know that this means a lot to all of us, and especially if when we look up to folks in the institutional in the institution. So next up, I would like to introduce a dear friend of mine. Actually, goes by C Rich. C Rich. If we can welcome him onto the virtual space, please. Awesome. What's up? Thank you
Hey,
so much
what
for
up,
being here.
Jasmine? Yeah, thank you for the invite. It's good to see you virtually.
Right, right. All right, so just a quick intro before he gives us his beautiful spoken word. C. Rich is actually an East LA native. He identifies as a Chicano, born and raised in LA. This is his book, C. Rich Live. He has been recognized by the Community Literature Initiative at USC, and he is always, and in his free time, he's always spreading, the word of awareness and social change and just finding the beauty in the struggle, right? And so I want to thank him again for being here and for showcasing his talent. So go ahead, take it away, C. Rich.
Orale, gracias. Thank you, Jasmine. Well, I wrote this in honor of this specific event this month, but also like Lindsay was saying, it's not just one day, it's not 1 month, not even 1 year, all around. So with this being said, this one's entitled We the Change. We are the people, and we are not far from being equal. We can be the change if we choose to feed the change. These times are critical to get through the minds of the political so hope and justice can finally meet because his story is always on repeat. We race to be in front of the line because we'll chase the nickels and pennies after the dimes from our queens who sit on the seat to our kings in the streets of the past. I ask, what will we do to honor them, to not become another statistical stat? We got to educate the youth. We got to show them to reciprocate the love and seek the truth. We don't need a college degree to achieve the knowledge we foresee. We can change what we learned in school to develop a new point of view. We can reach that dream, even if it's just me and you. Our lives matter at any cost with all the love and respects. This is for our leaders we've lost. This is for our freedom of thoughts. This is for the First and other amendments that we still got. It's up to us to eliminate this hate they continue to create. We are the chosen. This is our fate. We are the key to the gate. We're right on time, even if we're late, because revolution is today. With or without the Constitution, we still got to make way. Thank you.
Yo, that was fire. Thank you so much, C Rich. If you all want to get connected with C Rich, his Instagram is at C_Rich. And yeah, any last few words you want to say to the audience, C Rich?
Thank you for your ear. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated. Reach out with anything. I'm always open and curious to answer any questions. And remember this, the mind is everything. Educate and feed the mind. That's one thing. No one can take that from you unless you give that power to them. So educate the mind, read, expand your vocabulary. Yeah, and much love to everybody.
Thank you, C Rich. All right, all right. So that is our second guest for the night, and it's only getting better. I would like to go ahead and open up the floor to my girl Monica.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
Well, I'm gonna introduce Sister Irie. I know her as Irie. I've known her for a good while. She's been making music for over 20 years. I remember when she started doing Guerrilla Queens, and she does her. Hey Val, how are you? Sorry. And she's super big on social justice. She's like one of the first people that pretty much taught me about this kind of stuff. And she makes music with her brother and a few of our homies. And yeah, what you got?
Hey, what's good, peace, everyone? My name is Sister Irene.
You sound a little choppy.
Hey, let me take these headphones out. These things don't work very well. Let me take them off. Hang on a second. Disconnect. Okay. All right, hang on. Give me 1 second.
Sorry, guys.
Hang on a second.
It sounds choppy still. Now we can't hear you.
How about that? How's this now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
There we go. Sorry, I was muted. Oh, so sorry about that. Elders, you want to play the video before I get started, or do you want me to talk? I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me.
Let me hold on.
Well, I'm just gonna say who I am.
While they fighting for some peace, let us grow. Don't you know? Yeah. Education ain't for free. With your life you pay the fee. Got the players on their knees, seeking justice for their teams. Say no protest, it's a scream. It's everything in between. America, you're a fiend. Hella darkness for the green. Catch your body, flee the scene. Caught on camera, it ain't me. Witness the protecting of all right to lead. Tell a lie to the visionaries who's really in control. The guns, the laws, or is it the people? The guns, the laws, or is it the people? The guns, the laws, or is it the people? The guns, the laws, or is it the people? We only want justice and peace in the streets. Let us grow, let us grow. We just want our freedom and justice for free. Walk with my sisters, take back our streets. Rap for our freedom till boss set us free. Sister Irie, put peace on repeat.
Close your eyes and remember the time you had to fight. Never mind, yo, all of those lies you had to find. Wasted time thinking that they had mine. You're over mine, I decline. A peaceful habit, yo, I'm fine and just dwell in it. Get the sister to come through and put a spell in it. Some drums a beat, two bitches when you prevail in it. This is the pursuit of Chica Poderosa, you get to up.
Que nos quieren callar, son nuestras almas que quieren derrotar, pero somos la semilla que no puede matar, somos la semilla que no puede matar. Los políticos nos quieren derrotar, chica poderosa te quieren callar, pero somos la semilla que no puede matar, somos la semilla que no puede matar.
Say one thing. Fuck Trump.
Sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I'm sorry. The last part was supposed to be censored, probably. But that's my story. So, you know, I have been making music long enough to see cycles in what's happening in our communities. I was there when they took the South Central Farm from us, and we literally stood in front of bulldozers. We had people get arrested for, you know, holding themselves down to some trees. Like, things have been progressing to where we're at right now. So I'm just grateful that there's still spaces like this where I can present something like Chica Poderosa and it's received in such a way. So thank you to everybody throwing the fires in the comments. Thank you to everybody that, you know, watched it. And just to tell you a little bit about that song, we actually wrote that song in 2018. So it had nothing to do with 2020 and everything to do with 2020 at the same time. You know, it just so happens that, again, history is repeating itself and we need to start learning so we don't continue to do the same things and hopefully leave a better world for our kids, you know? Bante, that's what I was gonna say. I don't want to take up too much time. I know there's like amazing people here. There's a bit beautiful space, and I'm just grateful that y'all invited me to it.
Thank you, Val. Sister Irie, sorry.
Yeah, and the video, thank you for that. Rest in power to Soraya. You know, it's crazy that my friend Soraya was one of the few mujeres who I would see at every event, activisms, whether it was gardening, whether it was Semillas del Pueblo needing to be, you know, supported. I happen to have been in the community long enough to know her and her child, you know, as long as I've been a mom for 22 years, and she and I met when we first became moms. And to me, like having that woman at everything from my performances to protests to, you know, organizing communities, to organizing clinics in communities, those things are crucial, crucial, crucial. And no one else but ourselves can do this for us now. We know the government and everybody else, excuse me, they're not ready, they're not prepared. We know that now. We can see it with our own eyes. Now it's time to prepare yourselves, prepare your mind, prepare your community, prepare your small circle, prepare your family. Get yourself together mentally, spiritually, you know, and physically. They want us to not be healthy. And guess what? I'm staying healthy. I'm keeping all my positive thoughts here, and I'm letting go of all the things that no longer serve me. So I appreciate you for this platform. And as an Afro-Indigena mujer, a woman who comes from many colors, I believe in the power of the Zapatista motto that un mundo donde quepa muchos mundos. So this is what we're looking for. This is what I'm seeking out. And that's what I reach for with my music and in my words and how I bring my sound to power.
And can you let us know how we can reach you? If,
I'll share it. I'm on YouTube, Sister Irie. Go ahead and find me on that channel. I'm also on Instagram. I recently don't really do too much Twitter, but you know, I like that I can communicate with people through that. Sometimes you just gotta have like a brain dump, and it just happens to be Twitter sometimes. So I'm on all these social medias, not for my personal gain, but because that's how I keep connected to community. And this year has taught us that community means even reaching outside of yourself, outside of the immediate access that you have to people. We have to reinvent community. We have to reinvent artistry. We have to reinvent how we bring this message to you and how we exercise our rights to express, you know, our frustrations and also our love and compassion for others. So that's that video. I want to give a big shout out to the women in the video. My sister in rhyme, Vel the Wonder, my homegirls Brujas Brew, and of course the director Day. She's huge in the community, working a lot in the community. And for me, that video has my mother, my sisters, my nieces, you know, and my community is definitely in it, representing every color of the rainbow of brown women. And it was directed by brown women, and it was a all brown woman-led cast. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm heading to, you know, make the spaces and carve those spaces out for ourselves. So thank you.
Thank you, Val.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Yo, thank you so much. That was, wow, that was like everything, like literally everything that I wanted to, you know, really emphasize on, right? Like the power of unity, the power of the word, the power of our voice, our energy, everything that it takes to, you know, really unite and build community. And as Sister Irie was mentioning, her views on the Zapatistas and how that inspires her, I actually have something here that inspires me every single day to continue this work, and how much black and brown folks can unite and really push through and make things happen. I have something here called Zapantera Negra, and it's an artistic encounter between the Black Panthers and the Zapatistas. And what they did is they came together and they just really exchanged their frameworks on how liberation is possible within an autonomous community, within communities really backing each other up for, you know, economic justice, health care, mental care, mental health, and also economic justice. I think these are all things that we all deserve. These are our human rights, and um, we have to continue fighting towards these things. And thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you to everyone in the chats, everyone showing love, everyone connecting, continuing to build the communities. And without no further ado, we are going to transition on to our next artist. Her name is Hannah Flores, and we actually have a video, so we'll go ahead and post that. Thank you.
Your black friend loses sleep over things that have not made you blink twice. Survival instincts mistaken for trivial things, trauma deduced to being over dramatic. She tosses and turns at night, while you can easily turn the page over in the history book that she is too tired to explain, but too awake to ignore. A night owl against her own will. Your black friend took the bus this morning, and strangers kept taking handfuls of her hair, combed through her curls, and twisted her chin like something they might buy at the store, like petting a stray dog because they think it's cute and interesting. Petting out of pity and wonder, she froze in a cold sweat. She told me to tell you this since you asked why she straightened her hair the next day. Your black friend will never cry in front of you, trying her hardest not to be anyone else's problem, or maybe she just isn't a crier, as if she isn't already a distraction. She trained her tears to jump through hoops, roll down her face, and land only on the pillows in her room when no one is watching. The behind the scenes of the black girl magic tricks. February is an awkward month for your black friend. When the topic of discussion turns to slavery, she avoids eye contact with anyone, looks longingly into the comfort that the blank brick wall brings to cool off from the heat wave of stairs that she knows is behind her, her inner peace being charred like a Sunday cookout, only to glance at the time she wishes she could run. Your black friend is everyone's friend until they are not. If she is the light in everyone's life, the strong candle that keeps burning, what happens when the candle burns out? Will you tell her to rest, or will you tell her to burn a part of herself again to keep the room bright, to help you see? Will you tell her that it's okay to be soft like her pillows? Will you tell her in time before the wax melts and the candle is too short to save, or will you say that she has lost her spark? As if she isn't already the anomaly if she succeeds, and the expectation if she fails. Excellence naturally radiates from her, but sometimes she feels like it has to be there, tattooed on both arms. She wishes she could fail in front of you without everyone portraying her greatness as accidental. The star student, the star athlete, being the star until she is just darkness. Sometimes stars burn out, sometimes stars turn to dust and fall out of the sky, and everyone finds amusement in the fireworks, the pyrotechnics of her exhaustion. If your black friend feels like her black girl magic is starting to fade, will you look at her the same way? Will you mistake her majesty for witchcraft? Will you be friends with her, her glass ceiling, and her systemic hurdles? They come as a set of 3, collect them all. Black magic is tricky like that. Your black friend outgrew playing teacher when she was 7. Why are you forcing her to do this again? Why are you looking to her for all of the answers? Why are you using her light as a lesson plan? She is the excuse for all of your mistakes because, well, you have a black friend. So, because she fills your friendship quota, because she is the encyclopedia, because she is your sidekick trope, because she is the photo op, always the opportunity and never the ordinary encounter, always the template but never the trademark, always the bodega but never the Beverly Hills, because she is the little convenience store at the end of the street that people have stolen from multiple times. Your black friend told me to tell you all of this. Maybe they think you wouldn't listen, that you wouldn't get it. Or maybe they're already too tired just thinking about it.
Well, and that was Hannah. I'm so sorry, y'all. That was Hannah Flores with Your Black Friend Told You So. And that was her speaking truth about, her experiences as a Black girl. And that experience can only be shared through the narrative, through, her beautiful words as she displayed. And so we will go ahead and move forward with our next performance. And this is a very special performance because she is not only our Vice President of Associated Students, she is a very passionate writer and just an amazing person overall. Her name is Mackenzie Rivera, and if I can have her come on to the stage, please.
Hi, Jasmine. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're here. Thank you so much for participating. For those of you who do not know, Mackenzie was also a part of our previous spoken word event. So I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart for always making time in her busy schedule to come through and, share some beautiful words. Take it away, Mackenzie.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. I actually have two pieces that I'll be sharing with you today, and both of them I think are things that everybody could really relate to right now. And so for both of these pieces, you'll actually get the title at the end. So this is the first one. Something must have gone wrong in our brains. Someone must have tainted our hearts, because all we can feel is anxiety. All we know is fear and dread. No matter what we do, it's useless. We will never be good enough for those before us. Nothing can ever make us worthy of being accepted. You call us the weakest minded of the generations, yet we are all expected to have a college education, while most of us can't afford it and don't receive help. You push stress and unrealistic expectations onto us. When these fantasies aren't accomplished, you bring us down. Then you wonder why we bottle our emotions, refusing help. We are tired of the criticism for things we can't control. No more will we listen to those who don't try to understand us. Next time, before you judge who we are and what we stand for, look at your own generation, the ones who made us this way. Sincerely, the I generation. And that's my first piece. The second one here, I actually wrote a couple of years ago when I was getting out of high school, but I think it's just as relevant. And I know right now with how things are going that this is something that other people who are listening to this can understand. And I just think that you should just take into account that other people will be feeling this way as well. And so I'll go ahead and read it. It's a hard life to choose, one where you always give your all, waiting for others to see you. You pour your heart out even as drops hit the floor, always ready to say yes with a smile, never questioning if you can handle it. Sometimes you do too much, making others play a part in front of you, knowing deep inside how they really feel. Still, you choose to act aloof of this, afraid if you speak, they'll really leave. You keep your arms open wide to comfort others, even if they are feeling sore. Always offering a lending hand, never expecting them to love you back. Despite this, you continue everything, hoping someday someone will return it all. It's a hard life to live, yes, but what's even harder is walking away. Tell me I haven't lived this life in vain. And that's both of my pieces that I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, girl. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your amazing words and for being the brave and fearless person that you are. And so we will go ahead and transition on to our next participant. Her name is Shante Vudekan. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Do we have Shante in the building or in the house, in the backstage, online? One moment, please. All right, all right. So it seems that Shante may be having some technical difficulties with connecting. So we will go ahead and transition on to our special guests, Lucee and Micah. So I'll go ahead and start introducing them. Lucee is a singer-songwriter from Los Angeles. Her inspiration began with a group of young girls who she noticed had seeds of self-doubt and insecurity. She decided to search for something that could plant seeds of hope and life instead. Music was her answer. Micah Borns is a poet and musician from Long Beach, California. His work often touches on themes of culture, justice, and faith. He is passionate about helping others nurture their creativity, convinced that creative expression is essential to helping individuals and communities heal and thrive. He is the co editor of Fight Evil with Poetry anthology, the author of Here Comes This Dreamer, and has released 5 music albums in various genres. In 2020, Micah and Lucee co wrote and released songs titled Songs with Lucee, a project of 8 original acoustic songs. And without no further ado, we will go ahead and transition to our featured artist for tonight. Thank you so much.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm Micah. Lucee is right over here. So I'm gonna share a few poems by myself first, and then she's gonna do some music, and then we're gonna do a few things together. So this first poem. Also, can you hear me? Actually, I'm gonna try something real quick. I'm gonna do this. Oh, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Yes? No? I'm not sure. Can somebody say something? Okay, maybe not. All right. Well. All right, I'll leave it like that. Okay, so, you could still hear me? Okay, good. Well, then I'm gonna mute the volume on my computer so there's no feedback. So this first poem is titled Native Tongue. According to ShakespeareOnline.com, the English language owes a great debt to Shakespeare. He invented over 1,700 of our common words by changing nouns into verbs, changing verbs into adjectives, connecting words never before used together, adding prefixes and suffixes, and devising words wholly original. If I could, I'd spit this in whatever mother tongue was ripped from our mother's lips. But the closest I got to that is hip hop, is black talk, is improper, non-proper, unproper, uneducated, un-educated, unscratch, assimilated me talk, we talk, our talk. Make y'all wish y'all know I'm talking about talk. Make y'all ask your black friend talk. Make y'all run to urbandictionary.com talk. That one thing, that something that belongs to us. That us you try to demonize, envy, copy, despise. That us you try to categorize, stereotype, try to shame our broken English you wish you could understand, but you can't never get it because we stay fly, we stay fresh, we stay changed, we stay everyday new way to say we never believed your lies, we never spoke your tongue. We've been uneducated, educated, unscratched, assimilated, and if you ever want to know what we talking about, maybe you need to unlearn a thing or two. Who says our vernacular ain't classical? Who says rap lyricists are anything less than Shakespearean? Shakespeare, a man who turned nouns into verbs and invented 1,700 words. That's funny. When we break the rules, we're called ignorant. When we invent words, they're called slang. The way we talk is improper, non-proper, unproper, uneducated, educated, unscratched, assimilated. We ain't never been dumb. We break English like chains. This is our native tongue. Thank you. A couple more. In honor of Black History Month, actually, earlier this month, I put out a project called Echoes of the Foremothers, and it was a poetry cover album of 7 poems by Black American women who had poets who had passed away, and then 1 original piece at the end. But this is one of my favorites from that project. It's also a free download through my website in Bandcamp, micahbornet.bandcamp.com. Echoes of the Foremothers. And this one is titled My Father is a Retired Magician by the late, great Ntozake Shange. My father is a retired magician, which accounts for my irregular behavior. Everything comes out of magic hats or bottles with no bottoms, and parakeets are as easy to get as 350-cent pieces, 1958. My daddy retired from magic and took up another trade because this friend of mine from the 3rd grade asked to be made white on the spot. What could any self-respecting colored American magician do with such an outlandish request? Except put all them razzmatazz, hocus pocus, zippity doo-dah thingamajigs away. Because colored children believing in magic was becoming politically dangerous for the race, and wasn't nobody gonna be made white on the spot just from the clap of my daddy's hand.
And the reason I'm so peculiar is because I've been studying up on my daddy's technique. And everything I do is magic these days. And it's very colored. Very now you see it, now you don't mess with me. I come from a family of retired sorcerers, active houndgins and penny ante fortune tellers, with 41 million spirit critters and celestial bodies on our side. I'll listen to your problems, help you with your career, your lover, your wandering spouse, make your grandma stay in heaven more gratifying, ease your mother through menopause, and show your son how to clean his room. Yes, 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 3 wishes is all you get. Scarlet ribbon for your hair, Benoit balls via Hong Kong, a miniature Machu Picchu, all things are possible. But ain't no colored magician in her right mind gonna make you white. I mean, this is black magic. You looking at it, and I'm fixing you up good. I'm fixing you up good and colored, and you gonna be colored all your life, and you gonna love it. Being colored all your life, colored and love it, love it. Being colored, spell number 7 from up north, out west. Get your Jabra quick magic trance manual for technologically stressed third world people. Cool. So there's that one. Woo! And then I got one more poem, and I'm gonna slide it over to my homegirl Lucee. So again, in the spirit of Black history, this poem is about a very important figure in Black American history, and that is Harriet Tubman. This poem is from my book, which I just put out last year. It's called Here Comes This Dreamer. But quick story about the poem. I wrote it several years ago when Barack Obama was still the president, and he made an announcement that Harriet Tubman was going to replace Andrew Jackson on the face of the $20 bill. It still hasn't happened yet, but it's supposed to happen still. But I remember when that announcement was made, there was a lot of celebration in the Black community. And I particularly remember going on social media and Facebook, and a lot of my Black friends was wilding. And they was like, man, I can't wait to go to the bank. Like, let me get $300, all Tubmans, please, Tubmans only. And everyone was super excited. And I was laughing when I saw that. But if I'm honest, when I heard the news, personally, it struck me as bittersweet. And if I'm being honest, it felt more bitter than sweet, but I couldn't quite put my finger on why. It just seemed like a strange way to honor a woman like her. So I was feeling all that. And then a little bit later, I came across this article about the city of Boston. And after I read that article, I was like, this is why I can't really celebrate. So this poem is titled Lament for Mother Tubman. The median net worth for African-American households in the greater Boston region is $8. The household median net worth was $247,500 for whites. The color of wealth in Boston, a 2015 report by the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, Duke University, and the New School. America promises to print Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. A cruel and unusual honor. Let the faces of greed remain on their guard. Give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, but keep my mama out your filthy palms. Remember all the nothing that changed when this nation literally tokenized Sacagawea in fake gold? Remember how indigenous people still live in squalor? You can't blackface $1 and call it reparations. Newly bred Tubmans crammed into privileged wallets, sardined in bank vaults like the hulls of slave ships. Businessmen pass a pimp a stack of Harriets to rape a teenage sex slave with African hips, while Mother Tubman's daughters and sons struggle to keep the heat on. In Boston, a Black father dies after decades of wanting to. New England's bitterness finally froze his will to hope. He left his family a modest inheritance, a suicide note apology, $8, and a special edition Celtics jersey. In Boston, a Black mother dies after decades of refusing to. After freedom marches and protests, after cancer stole both breasts, after spending her savings on saving herself, she leaves her daughter a closet full of church hats, an award-winning cornbread recipe, and a family Bible with $8 hidden in Philippians 4:19. My God will supply every need. America really believes they're doing us a favor, painting our faces on their dreams, writing "In God We Trust" on this blasphemous economy, assigning net worth to human beings. Life ought to be priceless, but only the breath of the highly appraised gets protected. No wonder this nation considered us more useful as slaves. Capitalism ascribes an $8 value to free Black lives. If Mother Tubman was alive today, she would need 2.5 selves before she was worth the weight of her very own bill. When I read that article, everything clicked. I was like, this is why I'm upset. You know, when we talk about Black history and the current struggle for Black lives, I'm not mad about what happened hundreds of years ago. I'm mad about right now. $8 versus $247,500 for the median net worth of Black families versus white families in the Boston region. That type of disparity is ridiculous. There is a problem, right? And so when I think about Harriet Tubman and how we can honor her, and I think about the fact that slavery was driven by greed, there was a cash prize for her capture. She was considered a criminal by the US government, and they were going to pay money to capture her and kill her. And we honor her legacy by putting her on the face of money while her descendants are still stricken with poverty. $8 for a Black household, not even an individual, whole Black household. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. And so that's why I say I'm very thankful for the progress that we've made. But at the same time, I'm very aware of the incredible amount of work that we still need to do to kind of close that gap. And it's not just a matter of economics, it's a lot of other things as well. But yeah, that's kind of what that poem is about. And so that being said, I'm gonna kick it over to Lucee, and then she is gonna do some music solo, and then we'll do some stuff together. But I saw someone ask me to one more time hold up my book. It's called Here Comes This Dreamer. And you can buy it online on all the book selling platforms, Barnes & Noble and Amazon and stuff like that. So welcome Lucee to the stage.
Hi. Hello, thanks for having me. This song is called Just Like Them. No one's home, she's all alone. Her secrets are weighing her down. What is love, she'd ask, as she watched herself get dressed, and wondered if love would come around. She'd fall to her knees, pray, somebody please save her from herself. She'd fall to her knees, pray, somebody please save her from herself. She couldn't understand why she couldn't keep a man. She'd say she didn't need nobody by her side. She was broken and time wasn't healing, and lying lost its power to keep her alive. She'd fall to her knees. Pray, somebody please save her from herself. She'd fall to her knees. Pray, somebody please save her from herself. She knows fear, how there ain't no love, and freedom still not free on her. And nobody knows she feels so different. How much time till she can't fake it? She wishes she could love just like them, like them. 14 years old, a man took off her clothes. He said, "This is what love should feel like." She then promised herself she'd never need nobody else, and grew addicted to protecting herself. Now she doesn't know how to love. No, no, no. Love, no. Somebody teach her how to love. And she knows fear, how there ain't no love. And freedom still not free under. And nobody knows she feels so different. How much time till she can't fake it? She wishes she could love just like them, with love at all. Thank you.
You gonna do one more?
You have time?
You want to?
Okay. Thank you again for having me. I'm gonna sing a song that I just released called Stranger. It was my first release by myself. And so this song is really special to me. I wrote it a few years ago, but I just released it, and it was perfect because I think the pandemic, what it did for me was it kind of took me out of my normal situations and friend groups and people groups and things like that. And my alone time really helped me see that I have spent a lot of time, a lot of energy pretending to be perfect and like pleasing people has been was my number one priority, I guess. And that's very exhausting. And so I couldn't explain how I felt last year. I just kept saying I'm exhausted. And then when it finally hit me, I was like, it's because I don't know who I am, because I'm bending and becoming everything that I think everybody else wants me to be. And I haven't stopped to think, who am I? What do I have to offer to the world? And how can I be that unapologetically and be that in every space and be what I believe I need to be, regardless of what other people think I need to be. And so this song is called Stranger. And this is where it came from. Thought I would be higher than I am right now. Thought I would be stronger than I've been. Thought I would be loving being me by now. Thought I would be done playing pretend. I don't recognize who I am right now. I'm not recognizing who I am. I think I was stolen from myself that night. They told me take a shot and she'll be back. I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger to myself. I'm in danger. I belong to someone else. They told me hell is safe for now, but heaven wants me back. But I'm a stranger to myself. When I look into the mirror, I can feel them say they'll never be good enough. It's crawling through their lips. I find myself with them. While the words around me, I don't feel a thing. Ooh, I'm not recognizing who I am right now. I'm not recognizing who I am. I think I was stolen from myself that night. They told me take a shot and she'll be back. But I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger to myself. I'm in danger. I belong to someone else. They told me hell is safe for now, but heaven wants me back. But I'm a stranger to myself. I'm not recognizing who I am right now. I'm not recognizing who I am right now. I'm not recognizing who I am. I think I was stolen from myself that night. They told me take a shot and she'll be back. But I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger to myself. I'm in danger. I belong to someone else. They told me hell is safe for now, but heaven wants me back. They told me hell is safe for now, but heaven wants me back. They told me hell is safe for now, but heaven wants me back. So I don't have to be a stranger to myself. Thank you guys. Here's Micah again.
Yo, okay, so we're gonna crowd into this. Actually, let's push it back. So we're gonna do a few of our songs that we have together. So we actually have a whole project called Songs with Lucee, and that is that is on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. So look it up, Micah Bournet, Songs with Lucee. But then we also have one other collab that we're gonna do from a different project called A Time Like This, and that song is called Kissed. So you can, all the songs we're about to do 3 for you, you can get them all online elsewhere, Kissed and Songs with Lucee. So which one do you want to do first? What are we?
Kissed.
All right, we'll do Kissed. Kissed is from A Time Like This. So check it out.
My mother wants the best for me. I know she's so sincere, but somewhere in her history, her wisdom bowed down to fear. She told me only fall in love with beauty that was fair. My seeds will grow in crowns, my roots could never bear. Fear sunk deep into my soul. my child to love herself. Teach my child to love since we're kissed by the sun. Yeah. Teach my child to love. I'll teach my child to love herself. I'll teach my child to love since we're kissed by the sun. Yeah.
If I get blessed with a dark daughter, bet that she never be afraid of water. Hair not pressed so nothing to mess up. Fro so fresh, everybody wanna touch. No princess, no Cinderella. We gon' read about Asada Shakur and Coretta. Civil disobedience, peaceful protest before she gets slapped with alternative facts. Gotta fight back with the truth, we plant that seed in the youth, please. Pray that it grow deep roots so they know what not to believe at school. See, might be the teacher, might be the text, might be the mean girls or the cool kids. Came home sad cause her hair so coarse and her lips so fat and her skin so black. Child, ain't a dang thing wrong with that. Matter of fact, dad thinks you the bomb for that. All praise to the most high God for that. Put your fist in the sky, get a son some that.
I'll teach my child to love. I'll teach my child to love herself. I'll teach my child to love since we're kissed by the sun. Yeah. Teach my child to love. I'll teach my child to love herself. I'll teach my child to love since we're kissed by the sun.
Yo.
Yeah.
White supremacy is the enemy, in the enemy, even centuries after slavery. Still we tend to think light-skinned girls finer than ebony. Ain't no merit in talking proper. Hair ain't short cause it's straight and longer. Name ain't bad because it's complex. I bet Beyonce got teased at recess. Can't you see how they stole our minds? Made us hate on our very own kind. Why we think after all day crimes everything's better cause it's almost white? Rock your puffs and talk your slang. Be proud that you got a unique name. Love your black like it's the new thing. Treat yourself like it's your birthday.
I'll teach my child to love. I'll teach my child to love herself. I'll teach my child to love since we're kissed by the sun. Yeah. Teach my child to love. I'll teach my child to love herself. I'll teach my child to love since we're kissed by the sun. I'll teach my child to love. I'll teach my child to love herself. I'll teach my child to love like I learned how to love myself.
All right.
You guys are amazing.
This next song is called Water. And do you want to say anything about it or just jump into it?
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah. No, we'll just jump into it. Yeah, this next song is called Water.
There is a nation my people came from. It is supposed to be my home. Open my mouth and I am a stranger. Everyone hears it in my tone. As I fumble through the language, Father wrote my mother poems, and I wonder, is there a place where I belong? A place where I belong. There is a nation I'm born and raised in. It is supposed to be my home. I am a stranger here in my own land. Everyone hears it in my tone. Speaking Spanglish with an echo of an island I don't know. All my features
tell my neighbors I'm too other to belong. Where is the water? Where is the sand? Where is the sky? And where is the land? Where is the nation? Where is the flag that treats me as their own? Where is the kindness? Where is the friend? Where is the neighbor? Where is the friend? Where is the welcome? Where is the love
that I can call my home? There is a nation I'm born and raised in. It is supposed to be my home. My people been here for generations. Still I'm unsure if we'll ever belong. Brown versus board of assimilation. Hollow the victory. Tokenization, still in the ghettos, still segregation, natives still suffering on reservations. I am American, I am as blue as it knows. Red, white, and singing the blues. Blacks and indigenous hated by the very nation they built with our ancestors' bones. I am a river polluted with greed and with theft. I am a protest with flesh. I am the thirsty dark children still guzzling lead. Still no one can answer me this. Where is the water? Where is the sand? Where is the sky? Where is the land? Where is the nation? Where is the flag that treats me as their own? Where is the kindness? Where is the hand? Where is the neighbor? Where is the friend? Where is the welcome? Where is the love? I am the kindness. I am the hand. I am the welcome. I am the friend. I am the welcome. I am the love that you can call your home. Word. So this last song is called Broken Record, and usually if we do it in person, we have y'all sing with us, but because it's over the computer, it's not gonna work, so it breaks our hearts. But we wish this was live in person too. Hopefully, I mean, we're both in and around LA. She's in LA, I'm in Long Beach. So in the future, we would love to come back to PCC and be able to rock with y'all and be in the same room and, you know, dap it up and give you hugs, all that love. So yeah, this last joint is called Broken Record. Again, you can find our project Songs with Lucee. I have a lot of solo stuff. She just dropped the single. She's coming out with some solo music as well.
Yep.
So please, yeah, follow us on Instagram. Mine is just my name.
Be my friend.
Yeah, mine is just my first and last name, Micah Bournet. Hers is Just Lucee.
Just Lucee.
J-U-S-T.
Lucee with 2 E's. L-U-C-E-E.
Yep. So yeah, this song is called Broken Record. I don't know what the plan is after this, but we are definitely open for some Q&A if we have time. If not, yeah, we'll see y'all on the gram.
All right.
Yeah.
If you learn the lyrics, just sing along with us. Call me a broken record. Go ahead and roll your eyes. It's gonna take a lifetime of faith to uproot these age-old lies.
Call me a broken record. It should be no surprise. Long as my people lesser than equal, every day I rise. Lift our voices with a freedom song. Cry for justice with a mighty drum. Pour our love on our enemies. We will fight this evil with poetry. Don't put your hope, don't put your hope, don't put your hope in a man. Don't lose your hope, don't lose your hope, don't lose your hope to a president.
This is more than a one Goliath needing to be slain. Don't look for a hero king to rescue us from pain.
We need a whole symphony, an honest marching band, to play a truthful melody in this deceptive land. Lift our voices with a freedom song, cry for justice with a mighty strum. Pour our love on our enemies. We will fight this evil with poetry. Lift our voices with a freedom song, cry for justice with a mighty drum. Pour our love on our enemies. We will fight this evil with poetry. Thank y'all for listening.
Yay! Big crowd.
Wow, y'all, that was mind-blowing. I appreciate every single song performance, everything y'all just spit on here, like seriously hit deep, 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 deep. So thank you so much. Happy Black History Month, and y'all are always welcome on PCC's campus.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess one question that I have for you all right now is where do you all find inspiration, especially right now when times are so challenging for us all? And yeah, just where does your inspiration come from in these times?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always got 1,000 things going on in my head. So, I mean, I know
it's hard for him to not be creative, is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean,
Okay.
to be honest, I understand for a lot of people it's been hard, to just feel like you're out of your regular routine, and often you find inspiration by being out and about and interacting with people. And I find inspiration from that too. But I also apparently find a lot of inspiration by sitting in my room for a year and just lost in my own thoughts. So it hasn't been easy. I've been confronted with a lot of parts of myself that, is easy to just ignore when you fill your schedule with busyness. But this past year, I feel like I've really been able to reflect in ways like, I guess before I was being inspired by things outside of me, by, people I meet and experiences I was having. But over this past year, it's been a lot more introspection instead of observation of the world. And so it's just kind of changed where it came from. But yeah, in general, I would say if you're a creative, like it's like you don't have to wait to get the lightning bolt of inspiration. You just have to go through life a little slower and pay attention to things around you, because there's always beauty all around you at every moment. I mean, I've written poems about the most ordinary things that came and they created beautiful songs or beautiful poetry. I've written a poem about a bottle of shampoo. I've written a poem about a tattoo on my friend's foot, So yeah, it's just more about paying attention and asking questions, I've found.
Yeah. I think for me, I had to get okay with writing terrible songs and living in that. Everything I create is a part of me. Now, will everyone hear it? Will everyone love it? No. But there are things inside of me that need to come out, and even if that's all it's doing is just coming out of me and into the world, I think that's important. And so creativity is I think really important, especially in these times when we're faced with so many different things, one being your routine change, then you're by yourself a lot, then just so many things going on and all the things in the world. I think it's important that kind of like what I was saying for me is like I just needed to stop pretending like I was okay, and I needed to stop being all the things and nothing for myself. And I think that's what this time really has been for me, is like I've come to love myself again, but more than that, I like myself. I couldn't say that before. I like who I am. I like all my bad habits, and I like all my, my craziness, and I accept myself for it. And I'm like, okay, how can we grow? And let's write about it, and let's deal with it. But I'm not going to put myself down for that anymore. So that's been my little inspiration myself.
No, I definitely feel that we gotta, like accept the flaws and learn to run with them. And like that's how we keep growing and evolving into the beings that we are. So thank you both so much again for the, amazing energy, the message you all put in your performance and everything. And I guess any last words for the audience, for students, that um, want to continue, in their different journeys in this crazy time.
Yeah, I mean, I think just if anybody is interested in creativity, whether it's music or poetry or painting, one thing I encourage people to do. I know a lot of people get discouraged because they feel like they're not good enough at it yet, right? But I think engaging your creative expression, it's not just about creating good art. It's not just about being able to make a living off of it or becoming famous off of it. I talk about creativity as a holistic life discipline. I think it's good for you. I liken it to like exercise or eating healthy. Even if you never share your work, I think if you have any parts of you that feels like I want to engage any particular creative expression, do it, and do it regularly. Do it in a disciplined way, not just when you feel like it. In the same way where, if you want to get in shape, you can't go to the gym or you can't work out only when you feel like it. You might only work out once or twice a year like that. But if you say, I understand this is healthy for me, so even though it's hard to do sometimes, I'm gonna get my butt up and I'm gonna go to the gym or I'm gonna go on a jog, then okay, it might suck. You might not be that fast or that strong, but by doing it in a disciplined manner, you'll get healthier. And that's why I say that's the value of creativity. It's not just making dope art. It's saying, hey, this is another way that I can keep myself holistically healthy, another way I can work through the things that are going on in my heart and mind. And whether I'm good at it or not, whether I enjoy doing it or not, if I discipline myself to do it regularly, I know I'm going to grow as a person. I know I'm going to constantly be confronting the things that I need to confront to become the best version of myself. So that's why I tell people creativity is way more about being healthy than it is about being a dope, famous artist or something like that. Like I was doing this long before I was good at it because I realized it was healthy for me. Long before I was living off of it, I realized I needed it.
Yeah. I mean, yes, whatever he said. And just thank you, Jasmine, and everyone for having us. I really am grateful. And I hope I get to see everyone in person one day.
One day.
Yes, one day. We're gonna hold y'all to it too. We're gonna have y'all on campus, like really, so you can really, really like connect and make some magic happen. I really love that performance where you talk about our ancestral magic and like this just everything that we carry within, being people of color and just like people that celebrate our culture. So thank you again for being a part of this amazing event and for showcasing such an amazing, amazing show. And yes, thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
All right,
So
y'all.
go ahead, bring in Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Jasmine. Before I bring all of our participants on, can everybody in the comments, everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube, can we just give a big round of applause to our MC for tonight? Jasmine, she did a phenomenal job, and we are just glad that she volunteered to do it and agreed to do it. Whether some of it was volunteer and some might have been voluntold, but we're thankful that she took on the task and she did a phenomenal job. And so we're at the end of our event here, but we're going to bring on all of our participants real quick, and then we have some special words from a very special person on campus whom all of us know.
That's right.
Let's give it up for all of our participants.
Yo.
Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your gifts and your talents with us. And we look forward to having you all once again.
Yes, thank you all so much. I highly appreciate everyone's energy tonight. Yo, this was amazing. Everyone, like people texting me in the comments and or in the comments on YouTube and Facebook. Shout out to everyone hyping everybody up. They felt every single one of your words tonight, and we are eternally grateful for having you all tonight.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Everyone was dope.
Thank you. Uh-oh. All right. Well, I'm going to let you introduce.
So the last special guest that we got tonight is none other than our Dean of Student Life, Miss Dr. Dean Cobb. Hello, hello.
Here I am. I just want to get, I mean, I don't even know what to say, y'all. I mean, I'm speechless, and you know that's rare. So I just want to say thank you to all of the powerful artists who shared your talents with us tonight. This is really a remarkable way to close out our series of Black History Month events. And big shout out to Jasmine and Nat and the Equity Committee. Man, did you bring it tonight. And I just want to tell folks, if you're interested in more programming, you want to be involved in more programming, check out Office of Student Life on social media, PCC OSL, or is it OSL PCC? My ASPCC and the Cross Cultural Center at Pasadena City College. If you want to be more involved and engaged more in this and bring some more fire to this space,
that's right.
Check us out. And I want to leave you with, as we close out, because we only get to be Black for like the shortest month of the year. But we really Black all the time. But I just want to close out with two quotes that are really meaningful to me. And one that I think echoes what we heard tonight is from Assata Shakur, who is in political exile in Cuba, former Black Panther leader. And she said, "No one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. Nobody is going to teach you your true history, teach you your true heroes. If they know that knowledge will help set you free. You have to teach yourself." That's Assata Shakur. And this last one, which is the last thing I need to say, goes out to my homegirl, my co-conspirator for the last 20 plus years, Carrie Afuso, soon to be Dr. Carrie Afuso. She has been on me, reminding me of this quote everything. And it's from Audre Lorde. "For the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. They may allow us to temporarily beat him at his own game, but they will never enable us to bring about genuine change. Racism and homophobia are real conditions of all our lives in this place and time. I urge each one of us here to reach down into that deep place of knowledge inside herself and touch that terror and loathing of any difference that lives there. See whose face it wears. Then the personal as the political can begin to illuminate all of our choices." And with that, I say good night and thank you so much for what you do.
Mic drop right there. Thank you so much, Dean Cobb.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night.